Sci-fi shows have a knack for creating unique and sometimes downright wild fictional holidays. From space-age traditions and heartfelt celebrations of culture to bizarre dystopian festivities, these holidays help us better understand the worlds they exist in. Some are fun and whimsical, while others serve as unsettling reminders of how traditions can evolve in strange, unexpected ways. So in this video, we're diving into some of the most memorable fictional holidays in sci-fi TV, whether they're hilarious, terrifying, or strangely touching. First Contact Day, Star Trek Voyager. Of all the fictional holidays in the Star Trek universe, none are as significant as First Contact Day, the moment humanity officially stepped onto the intergalactic stage. This holiday marks the historic day in 2063 when Zefram Cochrane successfully launched Earth's first warp-capable ship. His groundbreaking flight caught the attention of the Vulcans, leading to humanity's first peaceful interaction with an alien species. This pivotal event, depicted in Star Trek First Contact, set the stage for the eventual formation of the United Federation of Planets. But Voyager gave us a glimpse of how the holiday is celebrated centuries later. Aboard the USS Voyager, Neelix and Naomi threw a party to commemorate the 315th anniversary of First Contact Day. But because it's Star Trek, things inevitably went sideways when the festivities were interrupted by the discovery of a Talaxian settlement, leading to Neelix's emotional departure from the ship. Still, at its core, First Contact Day is a reminder that humans aren't completely hopeless. One day, we might just get our act together long enough to shake hands with some aliens. Frontier Day, Star Trek Picard. If First Contact Day is about hope, then Frontier Day is all about legacy and progress. This holiday marks the anniversary of the Enterprise NX-01's maiden voyage, as seen in Star Trek Enterprise. Since this was United Earth's first Warp-5 capable starship to explore the stars, it's no surprise that Frontier Day became an annual excuse for the Federation to show off its fleet, celebrate its achievements, and deliver grand speeches about unity and exploration. And in Picard Season 3, we saw just that, with the 250th Frontier Day celebration. But what should have been a grand honoring of Starfleet's history turned into a nightmare when the Borg Collective and their changeling collaborators managed to hijack the ships participating in the demonstration and nearly bring the Federation to its knees. By spotlighting Enterprise's historic legacy, Frontier Day isn't just a holiday. It's a reminder that every era of Star Trek builds upon the last, shaping the future of exploration, for better or worse. Colonial Day, Battlestar Galactica. In the chaotic world of Battlestar Galactica, where survival takes precedence over everything, Colonial Day stands as a rare moment of tradition and patriotism. This annual holiday marks the signing of the Articles of Colonization, which originally united the 12 colonies. It's meant to be a celebration of unity, but in the fragile post-Cylon reality, it quickly becomes something far more complicated. What begins as a patriotic holiday soon turns into a power struggle, with President Roslin using the occasion to solidify her leadership. Ultimately, Colonial Day proves that even in space, politics never takes a day off, and survival isn't just about dodging Cylons, but about ensuring democracy lives on. The Day of the Dead, Babylon 5. Forget candy and costumes. Babylon 5's version of the Day of the Dead is far more eerie and deeply personal. While most sci-fi holidays celebrate victory, survival, or rebellion, Babylon 5 flips the script and asks, what about grief? Observed by the Mercury, this holiday marks a mystical time when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. Those who participate find themselves visited by the spirits of lost loved ones, leading to touching reunions, unfinished conversations, and some profoundly emotional reckonings. It's a rare moment in sci-fi where personal loss takes center stage, reminding us that even in the farthest reaches of the galaxy, ghosts don't need permission to haunt you. Unification Day, Firefly. Ah, Unification Day, the holiday during which Malcolm Reynolds would rather get punched in the face than celebrate the day. In Firefly, this day marks the anniversary of the Alliance's victory over the Independents in the Unification War, a conflict that left many rebels, including Mal and Zoe, bitter and disillusioned. To the Alliance, it's a celebration of the anniversary of ending the war, but to former browncoats, it's a painful reminder of everything they lost. So naturally, Mal doesn't raise a glass, he raises his fists, getting into bar fights with anyone foolish enough to toast the Alliance in his presence. If you ever needed proof that history is written by the victors, Unification Day is it. Some celebrate with fireworks, Mal celebrates with fists. Freedom Day, Silo. If you live in Silo, where the outside world is believed to be a toxic wasteland and every aspect of your life is strictly controlled, freedom is more of a myth than a reality. Yet, once a year, the people celebrate Freedom Day, a holiday meant to honor their ancestors' fight for survival of the silo. The problem? There's no real freedom in the silo. This holiday is a carefully crafted illusion, designed to reinforce obedience rather than inspire genuine liberty. Instead of hope, Freedom Day serves as a chilling reminder. In a world where freedom is just a word, asking too many questions might ensure you're not around to celebrate next year. Feynman Day, Eureka. Most holidays honor traditions or memorialize historical events, but in Eureka, a town where science is king, they celebrate intellectual curiosity and scientific breakthroughs. Enter Feynman Day, a holiday dedicated to legendary physicist Richard Feynman, when the town's brightest minds flex their genius by pulling high-tech pranks on each other that almost always spiral out of control. Eureka's version of April Fool's Day brings brilliant and chaotic mischief. From upside-down helicopters to business suits that turn into cat suits, anything is possible on Feynman Day, because when geniuses let loose, science gets weird. It's a day that proves one thing: life in a town like Eureka is never boring. Tornado Day, Eerie, Indiana. Leave it to Eerie to turn bad weather into a town-wide celebration. Most towns prepare for tornadoes. Eerie throws them a picnic. Every year, the town gathers to celebrate Old Bob, a tornado they treat less like a natural disaster and more like an honored guest. Marshall Teller, skeptical of this bizarre tradition, refuses to attend. But because it's Eerie, where even the weather has a mind of its own, the Twister takes it personally. As the winds pick up, Marshall meets a tornado-chasing meteorologist with a personal vendetta against Old Bob, who manages to translate the Twister's growls into words. And turns out, this isn't just a storm, it's a force with an ego. With its signature mix of absurdity and humor, Eerie, Indiana turns Tornado Day into a delightfully surreal take on small-town traditions. Unity Day, the 100. If history has taught us anything, it's that celebrations of unity often hide uncomfortable truths, and the 100's Unity Day is no exception. On the surface, it marks the anniversary of the 12 space stations uniting to form the Ark and ensuring humanity's survival, a moment meant to symbolize cooperation and hope. But like most things in the 100, the reality is far more complicated. The holiday conveniently leaves out the fact that a 13th station was destroyed to get the others to fall in line. And history repeats itself on the ground when Clark and Anya's Unity Day peace talks end in bloodshed, proving that while unity sounds great in theory, in practice, it's a much harder battle to win. Boonta Eve, The Mandalorian. No list of fictional sci-fi holidays would be complete without Boonta Eve, one of the few holidays actually shown in the Star Wars universe. First introduced in The Phantom Menace, Boonta Eve is best known as the day of the Boonta Eve Classic pod race, where young Anakin Skywalker won his freedom and unknowingly set his Jedi destiny in motion. The Mandalorian then expanded on the festivities, revealing that Boonta Eve is more than just a race. It's a full-scale planetary holiday on Tatooine, complete with fireworks and festivities. Named after Boonta the Hutt, the holiday originally honored his rise to godhood. And while the Hutts no longer rule Tatooine, the tradition remains a big deal on the planet. But Boonta Eve is more than just the Mandalorian's nod to the Phantom Menace. It's an iconic part of the Star Wars lore, and proof that even in a galaxy far, far away, holidays are just another good reason for a spectacle. Life Day, the Star Wars Holiday Special. And last, but definitely not least, we have a bonus entry with Life Day. If you've ever suffered through the Star Wars Holiday Special, you know Life Day is both infamous and oddly beloved. Introduced in the 1978 TV special as Star Wars' version of Christmas, Life Day is a Wookiee holiday filled with glowing orbs, red smocks, and Chewbacca's family waiting for his return. Despite its bizarre origins and fever-dream musical numbers, Star Wars never let Life Day die. Instead, the franchise embraced the madness, giving it a proper place in canon. Now Life Day shows up in comics, animated series, and even gets name-dropped in The Mandalorian. And fans proudly celebrate it with merch, festive sweaters, and an ironic love for the weirdest piece of Star Wars history. Do you agree with our picks for the best fictional holidays in Sci-Fi series? Are there any holidays you'd like to add to this list? Let us know in the comments. Check out TVShowPilot.com for articles on all your favorite shows. And don't forget to subscribe to the TV Show Pilot YouTube channel for more videos like this.